Hey there. I'm trying to get used to this bit where we all have our own TV stations. That seems to be what we're doing these days. This is a Blue Yeti microphone. That's the Goodwill, local Seattle Goodwill store price tag, which is still on it. My wife got these and she likes to keep the price tags on just to kind of rub it in. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, this is my Bobcat Den where I live stream from and all that kind of stuff. And if I could be at the Oregon Country Fair, I would be, as you would be probably also. So this is what we're going to have to do for now. All right. So what you're going to see is a concert that I gave at Tsunami Books in Eugene about a year and a half ago. If it's not all the concert, it's most of it or half of it, something like that. You know, they'll pick out the best parts. I trust them. So I hope you hear something you like. I hope you stay safe and be healthy. And when all of this is over, and it is safe to do so, we will reconvene. We ain't going anywhere. We're not going to stop thinking and dreaming, playing music, and loving each other. That just ain't going to happen. Okay? So be safe, stay safe, tray safe. Uh, and I'll see you when we reconvene. All right. Bye for now. It is really good to be here at Tsunami Books. Damn right. I've been looking forward to this gig. I've been looking forward to this gig for a long time. It's a long way down here from Seattle, but it's worth it. So I wrote this little song, and it's called Make It to the Moon. And I do it because this is Tsunami Books, and that's Scott over there. And you got the Hodads, and you got the whole... There's a history to this stuff, right? You might think that I think that it's all come and gone, and I might think that you think it's been here all along. But we all know each other, there are no strangers here. So take a seat and sit on it and grab yourself a beer. Living in the shadows of doom, try to make it to the moon, not a moment too soon. Nobody can tell you how the needle threads the eye. You gotta find out for yourself, so go give it a try. And if someone's on your pathway standing, just go walk around. Tangents almost always lead to a better part of town. When you're living in the shadows of doom, trying to make it to the moon, not a moment too soon. I remember Owsley out behind the purple haze, with his vast expanding road maps that went on for days. There were cliffs of eager danger, there were demons of design. There was jewelry for the taking in the caverns of your mind. We were living in the shadows of doom, trying to make it to the moon, not a moment too soon. They said the Kerouac came by when he was passing through, carved his initials in the woodwork like anyone would do. Now there are books above the tables, you may read them if you choose, as you listen to the reggae sing the Mexico City blues. Living in the shadows of doom, trying to make it to the moon, not a moment too soon. Oh, the steamrollers of entropy, they plunder through the town. And if you're old and in the way,
well, they just might knock you down. But sometimes that pendulum swings the other way, and then you dance and celebrate and fight another day, laughing at the shadows of doom, 'cause you made it to the moon not a moment too soon. Oh, there always is an ocean when you're standing on the shore, and when the clocks run out of hours, they don't ask for any more. There is nothing so important, you can't hang it from a string. So it's best to just be easy, let the music do its thing. When you're living in the shadows of doom, and you made it to the moon not a moment too soon. You're coming up from South California, you're coming out from old Boston town. You're looking at the beautiful trees and the water, you're thinking about settling down. You've been hearing about all of the money, dreaming of a house on the hill, thinking that you might get lucky, and maybe there's room for you still. So you're driving up with everything you got in that car, or you're flying in on a plane, and then you take in the bus in the downtown, and that's the last that you saw of your dream. Because yes, they've got all of that beauty, and yes, they got money to burn, but they also got people living under the freeway, and that's where your road takes a turn. Seattle is a Garden of Eden, it's a paradise to live in or see. But believe it or not, you'll be living in a parking lot if you ain't got the do-re-mi. Now maybe you came by yourself, and maybe you brought family too, and maybe you got some skills you can use, and maybe you're gonna just have to make do. You've been looking for work online at the library, thinking that you'll make it somehow, but you ran out of money for that room on Aurora, and you're wondering where to go now. Well, you could live in your car if you had one. There are plenty of people who do, but they towed it away to the impound, and now you're wearing a hole in your shoe. You see rock and roll heroes and sports stars, millionaires out on the town, and those people living under the overpass, the cops just keep moving them around. Seattle is a Garden of Eden, it's a paradise, that's what they say. But believe it or not, you'll be living in a parking lot if you can't make it pay. Now the mayor's a liberal, the council is mixed, and there's a socialist riding on board. And they raised up the minimum to $15 an hour. That's the least that the boss could afford. Still you're sleeping on a cardboard mattress, and your house on the hill is a tent, and they could freeze all the prices right now, but you still couldn't pay for the rent. Now, some people tell me there's nothing you can do about it. It's just human nature, they claim. This is the greatest system in the world. It just needs a little lube on the chain. Well, me, I got a better idea. I say let's shut it all down. Let's defang the bankers and sink all the tankers and spread all the money around. 'Cause Seattle is a Garden of Eden. It's a paradise at the end of its line. So let's put it out with the curbside recycling and try to do better next time. You gotta be kidding, want me to be nice? Back up, buddy, let me give you advice. You ever see a mouse being nice to a cat? You ain't gonna make it like that. Because nice doesn't make any waves. Nice doesn't move any mountains. Nice doesn't make any noise. Let's make some noise. Well, it's time to burn down that pompous facade, that rotten racket, that house of fraud. Chains don't break because you asked them to. I'm making a fist, buddy, how about you? 'Cause nice doesn't make any waves. Nice doesn't move any mountains. Nice doesn't make any noise. Let's make some noise. Hand me that wrench now, let's take turns, and maybe we can open this can of worms. Make some plans, draw some straws, and if we have to, we can break some laws, because nice doesn't make any waves. Nice doesn't move any mountains. Nice doesn't make any noise. Let's make some noise. Now I can see the future looking back in disgust. Their whole wide world is depending on us. We can't let them down. So let's get together and go downtown. Fighting fire with fire don't make any sense. You gotta use the water in the present tense. Not the nice kind of water where the rich folks swim, but the fiery kind that you drown in. The kind that raises like a great big wave and drowns the palace on the promenade, that turns it all over like a tumbling dice. Now that kind of water isn't very nice, but nice doesn't make any waves. Nice doesn't move any mountains. Nice doesn't make any noise. Let's make some. Nice doesn't make any waves. Nice doesn't move any mountains. Nice doesn't make any noise. Let's make some noise. Oops, hold on. Well, you can see what they show, you can hear what they say. Oh, but it doesn't make sense when you do it that way. How many trees in the forest have to fall down and rot before we all understand if we make it or not? Oh, the ones with the muscle and the flex of the fist are never as strong as the ones who resist. And it's that old danger behind the new face. And there ain't nothing new in the same old place. So trying to explain how I went down the drain, because nothing rhymes with orange. From out of the depths of the television swamp, they came with the swagger and the brag of the pomp, with the 10-second memory train to forget, so you don't recognize who you already met. And they stood in the field all wrapped in the flag, saying this is our country, it's here in the bag. And they ran up a candidate rolling in gold, saying there is your greatness, it's a sight to behold. And the money is there, at the top of the stairs. Oh, but nothing rhymes with orange. Now, some said, hold on now, give him a chance. You can't judge a snake by a cursory glance. Oh, but this reptilian familiar is known by the size of his hands and the gilt of his throne, by the wreckage that's left in the wake of the storm, and the poisonous bite at the terminal norm. And there are no blinders that'll make it appear any better than it did this time last year. So cover your eyes from the blinding surprise, because nothing rhymes with orange. Fear is a door that's always locked up tight, and it's best not to open till the timing is right. When you get all your plans and your ducks in a row, step back and take cover, let the dynamite blow. And there's no turning back now, events are in motion. The tempers are rising and so are the oceans. And it's only a matter of time until then, when either we sink or either we swim, and the lifelines that are thrown will be those of our own, because nothing rhymes with orange. No one can sing the blues like Lightning Hopkins. I don't care what anybody said. I was 15 years old, riding by the passenger window with my radio up against my head. Now that's when I heard him for the first time, cutting in through the noise of the car, and my whole world turned upside down. Yes, it did. I just had to learn to sing and play guitar. So I got on my bicycle with the high-rise handlebars, and I would ride for 20 miles on a run. I got every one of his records I could find back then. I had 11 of them by the time I was done. And I never learned to play the blues. I hope that's all right. I never learned to play the blues, but I can sing and play guitar all night. Now years later, up in Seattle town, Lightning came to playing 3 nights in a row. I caught up with him early in the dressing room. Somehow I just had to let him know. So I took out my guitar and I started playing, and I made him up a song to tell it right about the radio, the car, and all of his records, and how glad I was to meet him that night. And I sang about what he taught me without even knowing it, and all the lessons I still had to learn. And Lightning, he just grinned. Yeah, when I was done, he told me a story in return. And I never learned to play the blues. I hope that's all right. I never learned to play the blues, but I can sing and play guitar all night. Now this is what he told me. He said he was walking around the backwoods down in Texas one time when he was only 12 years old. He was carrying his guitars almost as big as he was. He was tired, hungry, and cold. He saw some people were having a picnic, and he asked if he could sing for his meal. They turned him away, he said, because he was too raggedy. He could still remember how it made him feel. Then he looked off into the distance through his dark sunglasses, and he grinned a little more just for chance. He said, now I got money in the bank back home, and they know who I am in France. And I never learned to play the blues. I hope that's alright. I never learned to play the blues, but I can sing and play guitar all night. Now lightning died back in '82. I can still remember where I was and how I heard. I was playing the meeting place in Dublin. Local blues singer gave me the word. Now some people, they pass right through you, and maybe they leave a little mark. Some people shine like a light for you sometimes, help you find your way when it gets dark. They said that this world is made of stories, and from these stories our songs are grown. Sometimes, you know, the songs just get so big, you have to go out and make a song of your own. And I never learned to play the blues. I hope that's alright. I never learned to play the blues, but I can sing and play guitar all night. One more time. Thank you. This is a Eugene song. I loved it here when I was here. Ghost bikes. Ghost bikes. Ghost bikes. Ghost bikes. Bicycles. All over town. Dangerous streets, they'll run you down. Memorialized among the stars, with wildflowers on your handlebars. Ghost bikes. Ghost bikes. Bicycles, as free as a breeze. What could be more humane than these? Like pedal birds, that's what they are. Don't stand a chance against a car. Ghost bikes. Ghost bikes. This country was built on petroleum wheels, factory whistles and business deals. You could be a traitor to the bottom line. You know, they don't even see you till it's too late sometimes. Ghost bikes. Ghost bikes. Somebody got hit on a Saturday night. They took a bicycle and they painted it white. Now it's a ghost bike. Poetry and an epitaph, keepsakes and a photograph. Could have been somebody that you almost knew. Could have been you. Ghost bikes. Ghost bikes. A long time ago, somebody invented a wheel. And somebody else said, well, this is going to be a big deal. Humanity is going to have to decide whether to asphyxiate itself or go out for a ride. Ghost bikes. Ghost bikes. Ghost bikes. You want to change the world, do it one step at a time. Get out of that dinosaur and leave it behind. Ghost bikes. So write a poem, sing a song. Life goes on, so get back on and ride for everybody who has ever ridden before, and ride some more. Ghost bikes. Ghost bikes. The entire history of the Irish, of the Northern Irish thing is, let me pay attention to what I'm doing here. Yeah, that's the right place. Is in a street sign in Derry, a town called Derry. You know, if you're a loyalist, you want to call it Londonderry, you know, whatever. But Derry, I call it Derry because, you know, there's a wall, and it's like 700 years old or something, and it's because of the old walled city of Derry. I mean, it's a conquered country, right? And there was a fort there or something. So I was walking around the top of this wall, and I saw this, you know, police vehicle down below. They're armored personnel carriers. At least they were in those days. So I'm watching it down below, and they're talking to a lady. You know, I just watch. It doesn't look like anything's really going on. So I'm just watching, and I noticed the street sign of where they're standing. It's a street corner. This is it. They're standing at the corner of London and Artillery. And I'm not making that up. Anyway, it was 1970. down where I was born and raised, and where I spent my younger days. There were roads to travel by, to take us to the long goodbye. I left home when I was 17, lost and lonely, seldom seen, and I put out my thumb and I headed east, searching for the great release. And so along, come and go along, so along, come and go. Oh, I tumbled into a dirty town, penniless and broken down, and I slept on rooftops, scavenged meals, and dodged the dirty driving wheels. And I met some fine and friendly folk, and some who'd kill you for a joke. And I put myself out there to find how would my tangled self unwind. And so along, come and go along, so along, come and go. One morning early, hot and dry, some switchblade strangers passing by directly pointed in my face, freezing all the world in place. And that was when I made my sense, and I carried it with me ever since, that I would not be turned around by this or any other town. And so along, come and go along, so along, come and go. And so, my friend, and now you know, no defeat nor mortal blow, just follow where the road will lead to another dream defeat. And so along, come and go along, so along, come and go. So thank you very much for coming out. It's a great pleasure and honor for me to come here and perform in Tsunami Books. There is a bucket over there. I don't know how they're, I don't know how strict everything is, but this is my livelihood. This is my living, all this kind of stuff. So, and I got some CDs over there, and you know the drill. Dirty water in the falling rain, you wipe your initials in the window pane. Freedom walks on the avenue, you'd be there too if it was up to you. You never give up, You never give up. From the tower block to the battleground, jump on over, it's a long way down. Gravity pulls to the last frontier. There are no other limits here. You never give up. You never give up. You never give up. And though they may slam the door or wipe your face on the floor, you've seen it before. And you never give up. They scared you silly with a faceless god. They wrapped your knuckles with a lightning rod. You carried it with you in a gunny sack. An invisible monkey on your bended back. But you never gave up. You never give up. You beat your head on a solid wall. All you need is a crack, you don't need it all. The wall just laughs and turns away. You keep at it anyway. You never give up. You never give up. You never give up. Through every crooked deal, their laws are made of steel, but they're never half as real as you are when you never give up. There's a world inside where your mind is free, and there's a world outside where you'd like to be. And there's a fine line where your vision clears, and all the distance disappears. And you never give up. You never give up. I'll meet you when the morning comes. Saxophones and the marching drums, gleeful trees by the water's edge, the flowers on the window ledge. They never give up. You never give up. You never give up. Thank you very much.